Nestled here in the heart of Southern California, the Baja shop has been in the off-road racing culture since the 70s, a legacy passed on to my brother Jesse and I by our father. Our family has spent the last 6 years perfecting our craft of off-road fabrication, engineering, and design. The Baja shop is a family legacy, and I'm raising the next generation to enjoy building off-road vehicles and also to have a love of off-road racing as much as I do. My name is AJ, and this is the original Baja shop. This 2004 Lexus just came in. We're gonna make this thing our film truck. I'm really excited about this new film truck build we're gonna do. Hopefully we're gonna bring you guys some better quality videos. We're gonna build this film truck as a GX 470 Lexus. We're gonna try to get a long travel kit on the front and get some good shocks under her. That way we can stabilize the vehicle in different kinds of terrains, such as sand, mud, snow, water, anywhere we need to be to capture those shots that make you guys feel like you're in there in the action with us. So that's what we're working on. We're gonna be modifying this vehicle. We're gonna be putting some Baja bumpers on the front and rear to hang the cameras on it. The fiberglass fenders we got from Mike McQueen. We already got the McQueen fenders and the ARB snorkel. It's coming together good. We're gonna get it in the shop shortly, and we're gonna start tearing the thing apart and see what kind of filming we can do. We already have a kind of a baseline. We already did some filming with the vehicle without the suspension. So now we're gonna get the suspension on, get some better camera angles with the bumpers, and we're gonna really see what this thing can do, and hopefully bring you guys into the desert and experience it with us. You know, not just watch us. We want you to feel like you're there with us. So that's what we're really trying to make happen. I hope you guys enjoy. So the first thing, you know, we want to make these two tubes identical. And we want them to be where we want them. Right there's pretty perfect, shoot. That's it, that's right where we want it. Okay, let me get these two laid out because these two have to be perfect. Can you bring me a marker, sir? Notch this one, nice. I already made the fish mouth, so you just gotta grind it, make it straight, and then bring us a 90-degree grinder. And then we're gonna put it in. These two tubes have to be identical. And usually what happens is, I'll make these two tubes identical, but I've never met a chassis from a stock vehicle that's straight. So, you can make these two exactly the same, but it never really works out usually. We'll see right now though. We'll place them in the exact same place, and we're gonna see if our main tube's in the right place. Usually, like I said, in my experience, their frame's always a little bit off. These Toyotas are a little bit better, but they're always a little bit off. So we try to accommodate it. And then another thing with a bumper that's a little difficult sometimes is the body will be off the frame. So the body is a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch crooked in comparison to the frame. So you have to accommodate, you know, you have to have it where visually it's straight. That's what matters. So here we go. So I'll just start with one, just as a guide. This is my guide. This would be it. So what I'm looking for is, am I far enough out? Am I right where I want to be? Am I under the fender? This one looks a little more aggressive because I find that on these Toyotas or Lexuses, you kind of want the bumper to come out more because it just looks better. Otherwise you have a flat skid plate, which does not look good. So I like to come out a little extra. It gives you room for a big light bar back there and room for the hood to open while you have a light bar back there. So now that looks pretty good. Looks like I'm gonna be right under the light. Looks just right. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna prepare these for bending. What we're gonna do in the meanwhile, we're gonna tack both these tubes in and we're gonna make sure that they're square. So that's what we'll do next. This truck's really coming together. We built some custom bumpers for it, Baja Shop signature. We're trying to make it look like this Baja look with our Baja Shop spin on it. But also, in addition, we're working with other people to try to make this really nice and to bring everybody in. We got King Shocks to help out with the King Shocks for it, the project. We're also going to be taking the vehicle to Wicked, and Wicked Creation is going to be doing a long travel kit. Mike over there is going to do one of his signature long travel kits that he does, really nice, that work in conjunction with the King Shocks. So we're going to be heading over there also, and you're going to see how they're doing their stuff, and we're going to get a good view of what they're doing.
This is just a clear cutaway of some of the shock parts that we do here and what a shock looks like when it's all assembled and it has oil in it, and you can see the nitrogen part of the shock and the oil part, and you can explain to people some of the basics of how the piston is actually traveling through the oil, not the oil traveling through the piston. The oil has pressure on it, so it's stabilized, and it's actually the piston moving through the oil. It's kind of opposite of what most people think as they look at it, and this is the oil going through the piston, and it's actually the piston traveling through the oil. So it'll show the valve washers on both sides, and you can adjust it, and it show you the basic concepts of it. It's a great visual for people to look at. But this over here is kind of where we do all our experiments, right? This is test seals, test this. It's our experimental room where we try things, and this works and this doesn't, and try 10 different seal packs, and let's put dirt inside them, and let's put dirt on top of the seal head and run it upside down on the dyno for a week and see what running in dirt for a week does. So we do a lot of cool stuff over here. We explode reservoirs, we explode bodies, we do some stuff over here. Sometimes it's pretty fun. This over here is basically, it's an electromechanical dyno. And this dyno it's different than most. It runs off electricity, not hydraulics, which the whole reason for it is because it will run a lot higher shaft speeds than a conventional hydraulic dyno. So the drawback to it is it doesn't like to run for days because it overheats. So when you need high shaft speeds, which we usually do, this dyno will do it, and you just can't let it run at high shaft speeds for 2 weeks. It won't do it. You have to, for longevity tests, we use our mechanical dyno in the back, and then we have one thing this right here is a dyno for springs. So it will just dyno complete spring packages and complete springs, and every coil we get in here, those things all have a tolerance of the rate, so we can go through every single spring and make sure that they have the right tolerance of, the plus or minus 1% of the advertised rate, that make sure that we don't get a long ways off on some of these rates, so that the two springs are real close to the same rate.
The big point of building this vehicle was looking for comfort for the director and the producers. Somewhere where they can be in a climate controlled area and be able to review the filming and to see which shots that they wanted next. Also, the vehicle had to be able to traverse the desert, the sand, and the mud. It has to go everywhere and be capable of having decent suspension that in that way we can compensate for some of the rough terrain, so the shots that we get and the cameras are able to achieve a clear shot. That's what they're going for, is the shot. And that's why we built this vehicle, and I think it's gonna be a really cool build and something different. You know, it's nothing spectacular, but hey, you know what? It can do everything that we want it to do, and that's what we're looking for.
Hey, my name's Mike Boone. I'm the owner of Wicked Creations in Garden Grove, California. This shop was started by myself in 2002. Probably like a lot of fabricators, started in their parents' garage and then branched out and got a little shop and started our fabrication dreams from there. So over here we have our CNC department where we make all of the components for our kits. And over here we have our laser cutting and our press braking to form all of our suspension pieces. And over here we have all of our components for our kits, where we assemble them and ship them out to you guys.
After 22 years of doing this fabrication and racing off-road and building off-road vehicles, what's your takeaway?
I would say that the takeaway would be you're always innovating. New cars are coming out. You have to innovate your product on that car. So there's always changes, design, innovations, the way suspension works, different geometries. For someone coming into the field, it's a great field, but you need to be able to work long days, long hours. But it's a good starting point. Just the welding aspect of it. You could go to aerospace, you go to structural. Most of those guys started doing some sort of fabrication off-road wise.
Right.
So I would say just don't give up. If you get some people that don't like some of your stuff, it's fine. There are only a couple of people. Just keep innovating, keep trying to get better, and just keep on practicing.
All right, we just got this kit in from Wicked. They hooked us up for the film truck, as you can see. It's a really nice kit. You know, he really did us a solid, you know. It's all welded, complete. You can see these are pretty solid arms. You know, he makes them really stylish and nice. Comes with the bump pad, all grade 8 hardware, the good uniballs. So we're converting it to upper and lower uniball now. And as you can see on the upper A arms, you have a Aimz joint adjustment on both upper A arms so you can get the camber just right. You know, I really like when they do this. I hate when they do the solid pivots on the upper A arm, because then you have no adjustment to be able to get the alignment perfect. Eventually, on this project, we're going to get the upgraded steering, Aimz steering, and we're going to put the bypasses on the front. And I don't know what we're going to do on the rear, but we're going to take baby steps. First, let's put this kit on. Let's get us out in the desert some more. We can do a back-to-back from stock to this. And then at least I know this will get us in Glamis, where we can putt around and get some good footage for everybody. And then after that, you know, if everything goes good, we'll get the rear, maybe the rear 3 or 4 link kit on the rear just to match up this front end, because this front end now is vastly more superior than the rear suspension. These shocks we got hooked up from Brett at King Shocks. They work perfectly with the Wicked kit. They're actually specifically designed to work with the Wicked kit. He has his own design shocks to go along with this kit. But Brett, we did a whole shop tour over at the King Shocks, and we're gonna be posting that up soon. You guys are gonna see like how they get the shocks done, how's the factory work, kind of just like an overview, but later we're gonna see if we can get like a more detailed explanation of how the shocks work and stuff for you guys, because I know everyone's interested. So we'll get into that here, hopefully in the next month. But no, Brett hooked up these for the GX470 Lexus film truck, tactical film truck project that we've been working on. And we're really stoked. You know, this is gonna be a night and day difference in the quality and the jarring of the cameras. You know, it's gonna really make it for a more smoother, more nicer controlled filming. We're really excited. We got the film truck back and it really came out really nice. It's ready to go, ready to start doing some filming. We really hope you guys appreciate the effort we put in to making the film truck handle better so we can bring you guys better video quality. That was our whole goal, is to bring you guys better video quality and to build the Baja Shop original film truck to do this. We want you guys to feel that you're there in the desert with us. So the only way we can do this is by putting you guys right there, right next to the action. So hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys appreciate it. I want to put a weld around here. I want this right to there. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button. That way you'll be notified on any upcoming episodes plus any bonus videos.